Hey everyone! Today I wanted to talk a little bit about working on projects and my style of working on projects, which I don't know if any of you do it this way. I'm not sure I recommend it. I seem to like to play yarn chicken. That's not necessarily on purpose, but I don't seem to be stopping myself when I know the proper ways that I can stop it. I make a yarn and I don't count the yardage. I put it in my stash until I'm ready to use it, and then I get ready to use it and I ball it up and I don't count the yardage. So I go into making a sweater thinking I might have enough yardage, maybe I don't. And that's what's been happening with the Ramona sweater that I'm working on. It's all balled up in my lap now. It's this sweater. And it's pretty and I like it, and it never looks like much when it's on the needles like this. A little bit falling off the needles. So I started on this sweater. I'm probably about 5 rows in, which is, not very much. Just a tiny bit done here. I started to look at the yarn that I've made and do I have enough? So, as much as I like surprises and worrying about if I'm going to be playing yarn chicken at the end, I decided to make another yarn. And instead of trying to duplicate this one, which was sort of a mistaken make, and I don't even remember, it was so many years ago that I dyed this and spun it. I don't even remember how I did it. That's what happens when you don't take notes. So I decided to do contrast, and I could do contrast for the ribbing bands, the neck, the down the fronts and the hems and sleeves. That would be fine. So I dyed up a fiber and I spun the yarn. This is it. It is just basically the same or similar colors as to what I have in the sweater, but missing all of the white. So together, we look kind of like this. That would look great. But while I was working on this, dyeing this, drying it, and getting it all spun up, I was still working on this. And I'm far enough along now that I feel like I might actually have enough to finish the whole thing in the original yarn. I might not even need the contrast color. And now, but I've got it. I don't mind having these yarns sit in my stash. I do it all the time. Doesn't really bother me. I kind of like having extra yarns in my stash because then it gives me something to go into and look for the next sweater or project. This would make a great set of hat and mittens for somebody. But do I want this yarn in my sweater? And I think I kind of do. So I kind of put the whole sweater down, I started thinking I know what I was going to do, and then I kind of changed plans, and I think I know what I'm going to do, and then I hit an indecision. And here's what I do when I have an indecision. One idea is make the yarn. Sometimes making this yarn makes me go, yeah, that's not going to look good with it. Or, oh my gosh, that looks so good with it. I have to use it. In this case, that's not it. Sometimes I just set the project down. I just kind of put it away, and when inspiration strikes, I'll figure it out again. But I kind of want this sweater, so I don't want to sit around. I mean, I have sweaters that are really, really old because I've done that with. Just hit an indecision and didn't want to deal with it, and I've got enough going on that I can pick up something different. let me tell you, I've already got another sweater yarn spun and another one dyed and drying in my hand paint Spunky Eclectic yarn. So it's not like I don't have another sweater waiting in the wings. I'm always like 2-3 sweaters ahead. Sometimes I ask you guys, and sometimes my answers don't match up with what you guys think, which, you know, kind of has to be fine, because really the whole purpose in making a poll like that isn't to follow exactly what everybody else says. Sometimes in making a poll, it kind of makes you think, oh, they all think I should be doing this, but I really don't want to do that. And it kind of brings out, this is what I really would like to do. So sometimes I'll make a poll to kind of force my inner feelings to kind of go, this is what you want to do. This is what you want to make. Kind of solidify it. And then another thing is sometimes I make little sketches. And I did little sketches of this one to kind of 3 different versions of this sweater, what it would look like plain, what it would look like with the bands. And this is the current idea I have that I'm kind of leaning towards right now, is everything is in the original yarn, but then I've got little stripes, possibly purled stripes, I haven't thought that far, of the contrast. Just a little striping here and there, and it might, you know, put one here too, maybe, I don't know, but I kind of like it, just a little bit. I don't know. I'm still in a little bit of indecision, and I keep looking at this, and I'm close to getting there. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll probably find out first what I'm going to do, but eventually I'll bring it back to here. So, what do you guys do when you're this indecisive over a sweater? Or do you ever get this way? I'm curious. Is this, somebody has to be like this. Somebody has to be indecisive. And I'm sure you guys have ways that you try to figure it out. So for all of us out there that are like this, that have indecisions once they've started, let us know what you do so that we can all share in that and maybe come up with some answers faster. See you later, everybody.